Oh my God, Becky, look at her butt. It is so big. She looks like one of those rap guys' girlfriends.
On the playground, at the store, walking on the streets. They creep us out and make us feel sick to our stomachs. I'm talking, of course, about ginger kids. Like vampires, the ginger gene is a curse. And unless we work the earth of that curse, the gingers could envelop our lives in blackness for all time. It is time that we all admit to ourselves that gingers are vile and disgusting. Gingers are creepy. And one night, when you're all sleeping in your room, the gingers are gonna get you. They're gonna get you!
My name is Ali Picard. I'm 21 years old and was born in Duncan, BC. Some of you may ask, why the hell did I just introduce myself like that? Well, as you heard in the clips earlier, I grew up as someone who suffered from social intolerance. It unfortunately might have something to do with the fact I've chronically suffered from depression for the past 10 years. For me, it started in elementary school. I was seen as what you would call a geek due to my glasses. But I also suffer from what many refer to as gingerism. I'm a redhead. And throughout my life, I have suffered from a stigma due to it. Of course, the way I dress doesn't help either. Most assume I'm some scary person who will try to attack them in some way when I'm actually pretty nice. John Fawcett is the District Principal of Student Services for the Greater Victoria School Services and member of the Gay Straight Alliance. The Gay Straight Alliance is a board there to help educate people about homophobia and other intolerance that goes on in schools.
You know, all kids have a right to a safe environment at school. Everyone has a right to be there, and that we need to be cautious and aware about what we say so that we're inclusive in our comments and that we're not hurting other people's feelings as we work and learn in our schools.
The Gay Straight Alliance was formed by Charlie Beresford, and it was formed for any student who may be marginalized in any way, shape, or form. That they would be given a voice, and people in their school and the district would be there to help when they needed it.
And so it's a committee now that meets once a month, and the group includes students, school trustees, members of the Greater Victoria Teachers Association. We get together and we talk about what's happening in schools and also talk about what we can do as a district.
Fawcett, who has only been in a position on the board since last month, has been a school principal, in his words, a long time. Previously working at Mount Doug, he has always protested having a GSA group in his school. When one needs to get in contact with the board, it does not always come from the students. As Fawcett explains, it could come from any of the counselors or other students as well.
Or we notice it that all of a sudden a student's not showing up to school, or their marks have plummeted. They drop out of a certain club or activity that they were previously involved in, or they've chosen not to go to a particular class. So sometimes we see it as school administrators or counselors, or we might even see it here now at the district because we monitor a lot of that information. So it might come from the district to the schools if they've missed it, or it might come from a friend or a friend of the student or a parent or another teacher. All sorts of ways that it happens and it comes to our attention. Well, there's a variety of approaches based on what we want. The student says to us they want in terms of a response. Sometimes they want to be completely anonymous. Sometimes they want to discuss something directly with the student who is hurting their feelings. Sometimes they want to be supported by some other students with them, or sometimes it gets addressed through...
The board puts on workshops in schools around the district that focus on what the students in the school have been dealing with. This can occur during lunchtime or with in-class speakers.
My experience at Mount Doug, for example, is that there's a group that meets every week, and they're promoting just a tolerance, they call it Youth Combating Intolerance. And so that group meets every week, and they do have a formal schedule of speakers, and those speakers have